Manila, 2026. The world's eyes were glued to a tense standoff at Ayungin Shoal. Massive Chinese Coast Guard ships shadowed small Philippine supply boats. One wrong move could ignite a regional conflict. For Filipino crews, this was the front line. Ordinary sailors thrust into a global power struggle. Gone were the days of silent protest. Now, every act of harassment was documented and broadcast worldwide. China's bullying tactics, once hidden, were now on full display. Outmatched but undeterred, Filipino crews became symbols of resistance. Aboard the UNIZA May, tension was thick, but resolve was thicker. The crew, a mix of veterans and young Coast Guard, worked in shifts, eyes glued to the horizon and radar. Chinese ships loomed nearby, their presence a constant threat. Every mile forward was a test of nerves, a psychological battle meant to wear them down. Yet camaraderie and a sense of mission kept spirits high. They weren't just delivering supplies, they were defending national honor. The vessel was no match for China's behemoths, but the crew's courage was unyielding. Each sailor carried memories of family, fueling their determination. This mission was personal, a promise to the Marines on the Sierra Madre and to future generations. The humanitarian resupply was an act of defiance. For these Filipinos, surrender was not an option. Their resolve was their shield against intimidation. The BRP Sierra Madre is no ordinary ship. Once a World War II landing vessel, it now stands rusting on Ayungin Shoal, a deliberate outpost in contested waters. For the Philippines, it's a symbol of sovereignty and resilience. Marines endure harsh conditions aboard, transforming a reef into a living claim of national territory. Each resupply mission is a lifeline, not just for the crew, but for the nation's claim. Abandoning the Sierra Madre would mean conceding to China, a defeat the Philippines refuses to accept. Across the country, the ship inspires nationalism and unity. Every delivery of supplies is an act of defiance, a message that the Philippines will not be pushed out. China calls it an illegal occupation, demanding its removal. But for Filipinos, the Sierra Madre is a masterstroke of asymmetric strategy, a rusting rebuke to China's ambitions. Its presence is a daily reminder that might does not make right. The ship's slow decay mirrors the nation's struggle, but its endurance is a testament to Filipino will. The Sierra Madre stands as proof that sovereignty can be defended even against overwhelming odds. As the Philippine convoy neared Ayungin Shoal, Chinese Coast Guard and militia vessels moved to block their path. The Chinese ships, far larger, executed dangerous maneuvers, cutting across bows, coming within meters of collision. When intimidation failed, they unleashed water cannons, battering the supply boat and shattering equipment. The Filipino crew, defenseless but determined, documented every moment. Cameras captured the aggression, exposing China's actions to the world. The footage stripped away any pretense of lawful enforcement, revealing blatant bullying. The risks were real. A direct hit could disable the boat or cause catastrophe. Yet the BRP Cabra, a Philippine Coast Guard escort, shielded the supply boat with remarkable courage. The Philippines' mission was rooted in international law, backed by the 2016 Arbitral Tribunal ruling. China's actions had no legal basis, only raw power. The world saw the contrast. A peaceful legal mission met with illegal aggression. The international community took notice. The narrative was clear. China's bullying was on full display. The West Philippine Sea is a vital artery for global trade. 1/3 of maritime commerce passes through these waters. Any disruption here would send shockwaves through the world economy. The risk of escalation was real. A single misstep could trigger a regional or even global conflict. The U.S.-Philippines Mutual Defense Treaty meant that a clash could draw in major powers, including the United States, Japan, and Australia. The standoff at Ayungin Shoal was a stark reminder. Regional disputes can have global consequences. At stake is the principle of settling disputes by law, not force. If powerful nations can seize international waters unchecked, the rules-based order crumbles. The struggle here is about the future of global governance. Can the world uphold its own rules against a revisionist power? The answer will shape the international order for decades to come. China's tactics in the West Philippine Sea are classic gray zone warfare. Aggression just below the threshold of open conflict. Instead of warships, China deploys Coast Guard and maritime militia, blurring the line between civilian and military. These tactics, swarming, ramming, water cannons, even lasers, are meant to intimidate and exhaust. The goal, make it too dangerous and costly for the Philippines to assert its rights, hoping Manila will eventually give up. It's psychological warfare as much as physical, projecting a sense of inevitability and helplessness. But this strategy has backfired. Each act of aggression, broadcast globally, damages China's reputation and unites its opponents. The Philippines, instead of backing down, has grown more resolute. The world sees China not as a responsible leader, but as a regional bully. Beijing's coercion has only strengthened Philippine resolve and its alliance with the US. The strategy meant to divide has instead united resistance. China's gray zone campaign is now a global liability. Outmatched militarily, the Philippines turned to international law and public opinion. The 2016 Hague ruling invalidated China's 9-dash line, affirming Philippine rights in the area. While China rejects the ruling, it remains a powerful legal and moral foundation for Manila. The Philippines also embraced assertive transparency, publicizing every confrontation, embedding journalists, and sharing footage worldwide. This strategy stripped away China's deniability and rallied global support. The narrative shifted, a small nation bravely standing up to a bully. International partners condemned China's actions and backed the Philippines. By combining law and transparency, Manila turned weakness into strength. The world saw the Philippines as a defender of rules and rights. This approach allowed the Philippines to punch above its weight. The information war became as important as the battle at sea. Despite its military might, China stopped short of open war. The reason? The 1951 U.S.-Philippines Mutual Defense Treaty. Washington has made clear that attacks on Philippine vessels trigger the treaty. This security guarantee deters China from crossing the line. An armed clash could draw in the U.S. and its allies, risking catastrophic consequences for China. Beyond military risk, open aggression would isolate China diplomatically and economically. Key U.S. allies would rally to the Philippines, forming a broad anti-China coalition. China's leaders know a war could disrupt their economy and threaten internal stability. So, Beijing's tactics are aggressive, but carefully calibrated to avoid triggering a wider conflict. The alliance is the hard power reality behind the standoff. The standoff ended not with violence, but with a strategic retreat. Under global scrutiny, Chinese vessels pulled back. The UNIZA May reached the Sierra Madre, mission accomplished. It was a victory for transparency, courage, and international law. China, facing condemnation and Philippine resolve, chose restraint. The lesson: true strength lies in alliances, legitimacy, and narrative. The Philippines, though weaker militarily, leveraged law and global support to counter a superpower. China's gray zone tactics, exposed, became a liability. The cost of escalation was too high for Beijing. For the Philippines, endurance and solidarity proved vital. The peace is fragile, held by risk, restraint, and the courage of a small nation. The world now knows, even the powerful can be challenged by truth and unity.